Sibling rivalry, and there's stuff that has been done to siblings that if you were to do as an adult, you would 100% be locked up.
Prison time for sure.
I was about 8 or 9 years old with my brother, who was 14 or 15 at the time. You know, I was doing little brother's things little brothers do, and poked my tongue out at him. That offended him quite deeply, so he spin kicked my face, and the next thing we knew, my tongue was hanging by 2 pieces, and blood was everywhere. And then one day my sister pissed me off so much, I got all of her dolls, lined them up on the fence, and shot them with a slug gun.
I always tormented my younger brother when we were growing up. He would lose his wick and scrap with me. Notable injuries received by him include my face being split open after he bottled me with a Swapper crate bottle full of sand at the beach, having a fistful of hair with scalp attached being pulled out, and being kicked so hard in the face that it knocked a tooth out. Mum just used to say, well, if you guys are going to play silly buggers, someone's going to get hurt.
My son hit his brother over the head with a shovel because he didn't like the road that he built for his Hot Wheels. Brother ran me over on the go-kart when I was 7 and he was 10, didn't want the handful of mud I had thrown at him, so he mowed me down like a big brother would, broke my leg in 3 places. To make it worse, my mum didn't know it was broken and dragged me back into the house on a jacket in the dark. I still remember seeing my leg bounce all over the place with the bone sticking further and further out my shin.
When I was 6, my brother was 9, and he would tie baling twine around my waist and then to the push bike just under the seat. Then he'd start riding out across the paddock, and I'd have to start running to try and keep up. I never could keep up. I'd lose my balance, fall over, and get dragged across the paddock behind him, filling all my clothes, socks, boots with prickles. Then I'd get a shot on the bike with him behind. I'd never be able to ride fast enough for him to fall over. So he just got covered in prickles. It wasn't until years later I realised he always made me ride up the hill after he rode down, so I had absolutely no hope of getting him. My brother put a big bag of horse crap under my bed after an argument when we were kids.
Brother,
Spent weeks trying to locate where the smell was coming from. It took about 2 months till the smell was unbearable, and Mum made me clear out my room to figure out where it was coming from. After taking the bed out of the room, we found the bag of horse shit, and my 7-year-old brother fell to the floor laughing. 7 years old, and kept it to himself for months. What a bloody legend.
This is going to be a weekly segment, I think. Straight facts. Male echidnas have a 4-headed dong. You're welcome.
They do.
Why? No one knows.
It looks wild.
What have you been looking at them for?
No, because we were maybe we're straight facts.
Well, a dolphin is the only other creature other than humans that likes to bang for fun. Only 2 people in the world know the full recipe for Coca-Cola, and they never travel on the same plane at the same time.
Hard to believe, but
Straight facts, mate. Don't question it.
that red dot on the old on the 7-Up logo.
Yeah.
That's because the creator of 7-Up was an albino and he had red eyes.
What?
And that's his little nod to himself. Bill, with his song Ain't No Sunshine, he says I know 26 times. Forrest Gump, he doesn't say life is like a box of chocolates. He says Mum always said life was like a box of chocolates.
What? Everyone's been getting it
Yeah,
wrong.
been saying it wrong.
barnacles have the biggest willy to body ratio.
Everything in the world is either a potato or not a potato.
Rabbits can't vomit. Lego's the largest manufacturer of tyres in the world.
The inside of your cheek is made up of the same genetic material as a hoo-ha.
That explains a lot. Sometimes sloths mistake their own arms for tree branches and fall to their deaths.
Straight facts.
Pigs can't eat cucumbers.
Out of the 272 London Underground stations that exist, St John's Wood is the only one that doesn't include any letters from the word mackerel. Straight facts.
The inventor of Pringles is buried in a Pringles can. Almost is the longest word in the English language where all of its letters are in alphabetical order.
The Baha men still have no idea who let the dogs out. Straight fact.
How many people are tongue punching their own cheeks right now?
Because everyone's heard a yarn about spreading ashes and it going wrong, right? Normally involves wind.
You know, I'm yet to hear of one that actually goes just beautifully.
So this is from Hannah. My father had sadly passed away, and we've been to collect his ashes and we're deciding what to do with them. He always loved motorbikes as well as the outdoors, so we decided to have a special family memorial in one of his favourite spots that he would visit on his bike. We also took my sister's large black Greyhound. When you listen to these stories, you're like, where's this going to go? We headed off the main path and walked through the woodlands until we reached the spot he'd like to visit. As we walked, I started to get pains in my stomach, so I explained to my sister that I had no choice but to sneak off and have an emergency number 2 in the bushes nearby. As I was finishing, I turned around to see the Greyhound behind me. He swiftly picked up my shit and proceeded to run towards the family group now gathered around a tree ready to spread the ashes. My sister looked up and saw he was holding something in his mouth. She started shouting, "Jasper, come! Jasper!" My sister quickly realised what he was holding and tried to grab him. This sent him into a frenzy, shaking his head and turds flying everywhere. He then grabbed my sister's arm with his mouth in play mode, spreading my bum mud all up her jacket. She fell over and knocked the ashes onto the floor, some sticking to her now covered arm. She was screaming at me. I was blaming her dog. Mum was shouting at us to both stop. We proceeded to spread the rest of the ashes as quickly as we could, apart from the ones my sister took home still attached to the on her coat. Rest in peace, Dad.
Even in my head, that's not where the story was going.
There's no one else like me! Basically, what have you done that you think no one else has?
I ate a 24 box of wax crowns as a toddler, spent a week in ICU shitting rainbows, and was on 3 drips. Congratulations. Sam Horsley pulled my catheter out after a major surgery while I had a nightmare about being attacked by a snake.
Thought I was taking a shot of tequila with the worm in it. Turns out, guys, it was just olive oil with a slug.
Personal security for both Nelson Mandela and the Sultan of Brunei on the same day.
What?
So I'm mucking around there.
Busy day. This from Simon Wells. Sneezed and ended up paralysed from the waist down for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Gareth Clemens visited 5 different countries in one night because I missed the first connecting flight. Imagine the person at the desk trying to work out that one. Do one more. We'll just call him Matt because that's his name. I sculled a bottle of dead old and then spent the next hour hunched over doing impressions of a dog vomiting on the grass. Mate's missus was a nurse and called the poison hotline. Stay out of it. Good on you. I mean, not good on you. That's terrible.